Coach, let's go back and talk about Mark Ward and what a great Kingsman he turned out to be.
Yeah, he played at 125. We listed him generously at 140 to try to scare people, but he was 125. But the thing about Mark, and we were having a long talk about ex-players the other night, you could not hurt him. He had the knack to stay up as long as he could, but when he knew he was going to be tackled, he'd go down easy. You never got a good shot on him. The only injury he ever really had was a sprained ankle. And there's an interesting story behind that sprained ankle too. We were on Officer Ed Friendly's TV show. He used to have it on Saturday mornings, but we filmed it on Thursday. We went out Thursday night and filmed the Ed Friendly show. Well, the next night, Mark got hurt, sprained his ankle, and hobbled off. And then on Saturday morning, they showed the Ed Friendly show, and there's Mark here walking around with little kids, and people are calling me, so I'm glad that Mark is healthy and his ankle's not bad. Well, we filmed that thing on Thursday night. That was before the injury. Ben had told people that. And he was kind of hobbled the rest of the year. And we listed him as the starter against Lafayette Jeff in the first tournament game, but he played one play and came out, never played it. Yeah, we just, there was a lot of speculation whether he would play or not. And we had at that time we announced the starting lineup, and they ran out in the field. And we announced Mark as a starter, and I said, "Don't limp at all." And he ran out there, gritting his teeth. So we wanted Lafayette Jeff to think he was going to play. Then we just suddenly made the change. And Doyle Weaver had the great run that night, a trap for 45 yards, I believe, and we won the game 7-0. But Mark, getting back, it was just a couple of anecdotes on Mark, but Mark was, he was 1,000-yard rusher his junior year, 1,000-yard rusher his senior year, and we didn't have many of those. And he also was the MVP of the Northern Indiana Conference his senior year in '79. And the ironic thing, the lineman of the year was Corey Yeoman that year. So we had a clean sweep. We won the team title, and our two of our players won the individual titles.
The last game of the 1978 season was a 22-18 loss to Bishop Dwenger High School out of Fort Wayne. What do you look back on that game? I know certainly you don't look back on that game fondly, but what do you recall from that season-ending loss?
Well, it was the first playoff game we'd ever hosted at Penn. And it was back then, it wasn't an all-skate. You had to play your way in. And I'll never forget this. I wanted everything to be perfect for Dwenger. I mean, we had towels made for them with, Penn playoffs and stuff, souvenirs for all their coaches, for the officials, for our coaches. It was just a big deal, and I wanted to make sure everything went just perfect. So I went down to their locker room, and it's pitch black. I said, "Oh no, something's happening. Oh no, the electricity's gone off." So I went in and I just flicked the light on, and there was the whole Dwenger team. They were down their knees holding candles with a priest talking to them. And I said, "Oh, this is I said, "Excuse me." I turned the lights back out and left. That's the last time I've ever gone to an opponent's locker room. That's a little embarrassing.
Your thoughts on the game as a whole? Did you play well?
Yeah, we played well. Our defense got moved on, and it was that was the game that we needed. Some veteran leadership, and we just didn't get. They were a pretty good team, undefeated as well, and we picked up a fumble and running it back, and I remember that our ball carrier was escorted by 4 people, but they all wanted to get out ahead of him and hold their fingers up, number one, and he got caught from behind. If any one of the 4 would have peeled back, we might have scored a winning tackle. We didn't score after that. So that was that was just, again, that's experience. That's something you just, once that happens, you know, it's never going to happen again in your career. But I mean, it's just one of those things.
1978, some pretty good players. Ron Kostas ended up being South Bend Tribune All-Northern Indiana Conference football team on defense. You also had Mark Osborne, who had a really good year. He was also named to that same team. As you look back on some of the other players from the 1978 team, anybody else jump off the page at you?
Well, he had, first of all, Jeff Tallman, played in the shoulder harness all year. Great golfer, great basketball player, and he never played football till his dad got the head job at Penn. He did get Danny Goodman, a sprinter, also a 1,000-yard rusher. We had Joel Schweisberger, who was an excellent lineman. We had the brothers Rock and Lon, who were not twins, they're actually 11 months apart. And when Rock went to school, they said Lonnie wanted to go too, so they sent him. And so it's kind of weird to have, you know, never failed a grade. They always all got good grades. They were in the same grade, but not twins. And they were both good. And Rock was very mature, and he was good early on. Lonnie got better and better and better, and they both ended up getting full scholarships to University of Toledo. And we had Alex Shako was a guard. Howard Welker was a middle guard. He and Rock were the 2 seniors that played on defense, and Howard had injuries during the year, so a lot of times we just had Rock as the only one, but the only senior playing. But they were, it was a pretty good bunch, and there were definitely some other seniors in there too.
Joel Schweisberger, a kid who was also an all-conference performer.
Yeah, Schweisberger was a great lineman, yeah.
Okay.